7 Principles for Teenagers to Become Millionaires. Iman Gadji has 4.5 million subscribers because of his insight and advice for people who want to achieve more. He recently created a video about 7 principles for teenagers to become millionaires. If you're one of those teenagers who are aspiring to be a millionaire, you may want to try this. As someone who has sold over $6 million of products on Amazon and owns multiple different businesses with multiple different streams of income, I have many different pieces of advice that I want to give you today. One is what I was doing as a teenager. The second is some pieces of advice that I believe were accurate in the video from Iman, and any extra things that I'd like to give to you as well. Now, at 17 years old, I was a typical high school student, just going to school and playing baseball, and I worked on getting good grades as much as I possibly could. I was a pretty good kid from that standpoint, pretty straight-laced, always did things by the book, and so that was kind of my typical high school experience. And I wish, looking back, that I would have spent more of my free time on learning and growing skills that would apply to the world around me, much more than just typical textbook learning that I was doing at the time. And so as I got into college, I started on this path towards entrepreneurship, actually through an internship that I did. And the internship was from student painters, and it allowed me to paint houses and sell those house painting services, employ people, do training and buy products, and learn about sales, marketing, hiring, etc. And so in college, I started to hone my entrepreneurship skills. But as a 17-year-old, if I could go back and redo that, I would be learning about things today that are important, and that will be setting things up for the future. Many teenagers and even adults end up thinking about money as a limited or scarce resource. You know, I've heard it said that money is like oxygen. When you don't have enough of it, that's all that you think about. And whenever you have an abundance of it, you rarely think about it. And while this may or may not be true, I do like the sentiment that as you look at money as a scarce resource, that's something that you start to think about more and more, and you start to almost begin to worship it. You do anything that you can to get money. And so as a teenager, I'd be working on how I think about money and how God wants me to think about money. As a Christian, this is very important to me, that I don't place money above God, and ultimately that money is just a useful resource and a tool. Something that shows that I have served my fellow human beings and customers, and anybody else in my circle, that I have served them profitably and properly, that everyone is happy. You know, a transaction is simply the start of a relationship. It's something where if you are helping somebody else out, then you're getting money in return. And that is the beginning of a relationship. And this is extremely important and valuable in today's society. It's not just about extracting money from people. No, it's about creating a relationship with somebody else and having that right mental view of what money is, where it has a specific place in your life, and what you can do to continue to serve your customers and people around you so that you can grow your wealth and you can help other people with any needs that they have specifically. Now, while it is extremely rare to become a millionaire as a teenager without inheriting it, there are certain principles that you can apply. And I do like a lot of the points from Iman in his video. But a couple of the things besides what I've already talked about that I would like to mention is one, you want to make sure that you are learning processes and skills that you can use in the future years of your life. Second, you have to have the right frame or the right thinking process around money. Third, as you begin to grow your skills and grow your businesses and you start acting in a different way than the rest of the world because you're owning a business and you're bringing in more money than you could imagine, you want to have the right people around you. You need to surround yourself with other people. Now, in an age of online entrepreneurship, especially in the one that I'm involved in with Amazon and e-commerce, it's easy to get separated from the rest of the world. You can just sit behind your computer all day, type away, and do the things that you need to do to increase your income. But also be surrounded by people who are kind of outside of your entrepreneurship space. But maybe they're more into new technologies. Maybe there's somebody who is employed, but they're learning about it. They're learning about AI, and you're learning along with them because you're able to have those conversations and grow together. And fourth, the most important thing to me is as you're earning money as a teenager and into your early 20s, don't just waste it. If you are out there and you're trying to be flashy, you're getting all the watches, you're getting cars, you're doing whatever you can impress other people, that is going to be the biggest drain on your finances, especially as a younger person. Plus, as you start to do those things, most people that do that begin to get kind of a big head. They start to get prideful. They start to think that nothing they do will fail. That is a difficult place to be in. And that's where I see huge people just fall off of a cliff. Theoretically, because of their finances, they've been on such a high that when one thing goes wrong, all their finances are gone because they don't know how to properly budget it and not spend it on frivolous things. So as much as possible, be sure to just put away money as much as you can so that you can save it for future uses. You could save it to reinvest into your business, or you could save it for those times when it becomes difficult in your life. That maybe the money isn't coming as easily. Your business is suffering for whatever reason, and you have things that you need to work through. As much as you can, just live off of what you need and put the rest of it back into savings so that then you can reinvest it into your business to help your business grow. You can invest it into other income streams as soon as you're ready for maybe real estate or crypto or stocks or whatever it may be. These types of decisions are what's going to set you up for the future successes that you're hoping to get because, as Iman says in his video, you will not be taken seriously as a young person, no matter how much money you have. They'll either think that you got lucky, or they'll think that your parents gave it to you. And so this is where you need to separate yourself and start putting it away so that in the future, you can make much bigger moves as you get into your mid to late 20s and early 30s. Now, as a disclaimer, money can theoretically eat you alive if all you do is focus on it. So there are a few books that I recommend that you read as a teenager to learn about business principles, to learn about the really good thought processes behind money, so you can put it in its proper place again as a tool and as a resource that you can utilize. It's not something that is the end all be all of everything. It does make your life easier the more that you have of it. But it is not the thing that you need to be focused on the most. And so there are two books that I recommend. One is called Evangelpreneur by Josh Talley. This book has fundamentally changed my life in the way that I think about money, the way that I think about business and entrepreneurship, the way that I think about my family and the legacy, and how I can use it to serve other people. And the second one is Business Secrets from the Bible. But this book in particular, it's actually by a Jewish rabbi, Rabbi Daniel Lapin. This is on all of the different principles in the Bible, specifically the Old Testament, that talk about money and how you can utilize it as best as possible. And not just utilize it, but how you can grow your money by serving other people. So those two books have been huge changes in my life. Highly recommend checking those out, especially as a teenager, for how you should be thinking about money and business moving forward. So just like Iman, it can be hard to break ground when you're lacking money connections or experience. But thankfully, you don't need any of that to set yourself up as a teenager to move forward into your early 20s, to become that millionaire that you're hoping you can do for your family, for your life, for serving other people, whatever it may be that your goal is. Now, I've helped thousands of people to start and grow their Amazon business. They can stop working the corporate life. They can come home. They can be with their friends, with their family. They can serve. They can grow their online income and their businesses. So this is the end of our today's video. Do you like it? Kindly give your valuable response in our comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting and informative videos. Even though we're new to the scene, every 1% increase in subscribers means the world to us. If you found value in our content, would you kindly consider becoming one of our very first subscribers? Your support from the outset will set the stage for our growth, allowing us to produce more valuable videos for personal growth and development.